Hey Super Robot Wars fans, are you playing Super Robot Wars 30? Are you thinking of playing Super Robot Wars 30? Do you have no idea how to do anything? You are in luck because I am here to give you a really quick crash session on what to do with all of this stuff. Guys, we're going to look at our formation and our upgrade screens. I'm going to tell you what you need to do to be able to upgrade your stuff and get things done. So first of all, formation. Power parts are equipable items on your machines. As you can see, each one has between 1 and I believe it's up to 4 slots, but the Mechs and machines that we have now do not have. They have 1 or 2. We go to this screen and it has a list of all the different stuff that we have. So, what you do is you choose an empty slot, and then it goes over to here. Right now we only have these 3. We have the booster, which is +1 movement. We have the high performance radar, which is map weapons go up 1 range. And we have the activate gain and fortune spirits. I'll go over spirits in a little bit. Just know that with this part, the first time you kill an enemy, you get a lot of bonus cash and points. So that's good. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the high performance radar to Koji's mech because he has a lot of close range attacks and I like them to be a little more useful. For the capital ship, I believe, see, Huckabine has a movement of 6, Koji has a movement of 5, ship has a, So we need to give the ship the booster so it can move around the battlefield just a little bit. And that means that for my Huckabine 30, I'm going to give it Iris's Feather, which I don't even know what that means as far as war-wise, but, you know, good for them. So, again, you're going to find tons of parts. They're going to help give you mechs and ships a little bit of a boost, and as you can see, you can sell parts you don't have. We also have option parts and assign. They're blacked out because we don't have mechs that it pertains to, so we'll look at it later. Supporters. So, you can see right here at the top we have S-SP. This is the total floor of the SP for our supporters. And as you can see, if I turn the 2 people off, we have 0 of 6. So, every character in this game has something called spirit points, which is kind of like this game's version of magic. You can use the number of SP required to cast something that improves your accuracy, improves your defense, causes you to do more damage. There's a variety of stuff. With your supporters, it's a little bit differently. First of all, you can only assign so many at once. I'm sure this number goes up later in the game. Let's go ahead and assign both of them. But for your supporters, when you assign them actively, you get both a use when you use them and a passive use for taking them into a fight. For instance, Big Papa J here can restore 3,000 hit points to any unit if I pay the 20 cost, or for his passive, he gives 500 hit points to the capital ship at the start of every allied phase. So he just regens just a little. And our crazy scientist maybe here can either bullseye means that your accuracy goes to 100% for 1 turn. It takes other special things to dodge. And her passive is really good. She gets 5 extra MXP points for every enemy kill at the end of the mission. That's really good because you want as many currency points to upgrade your stuff. So those are your supporters, and let's go on to, before we go into upgrade, let's look at the 2 things. So you have pilots and you have mechs. Pilots first, guys. We'll need to go ahead and look at Ed's because he's our main one. You just saw a lot of different stuff, don't worry about it. So, his level, how much he has total, and how much he needs to the next one. Morale is your ability to function in battle. You start at 100 at the beginning of the stage. You have a max, and the higher your morale, the better you do in dodging and hitting, taking hits. You want your morale as high as possible. There are ways to make it go down. There are also ways to artificially make it go up and down. SP. Your SP is your spirit points, as we said. You can see that he has the, it won't let me show you this. Intuition, which as we might have guessed in the last fight, means that I dodge 1 enemy attack automatically, and for 1 turn I have 100% accuracy. You get up to 6 of them per pilot as you level up. You will start with half your SP at the beginning of this stage, and you will gain a few points at the beginning of every turn. There are ways to artificially increase it every use. And now let's go to stats. This is kind of important. You have your 2 damage attacks, which is close combat and range. This affects melee attacks, and this affects ranged attacks. The higher these are, the better you do. Then you have your skill. Your skill affects certain chances of your stuff over here activating. If it's a random chance, it affects a bunch of other stuff. Having high skill is always good. Defense is exactly what it sounds. The higher your defense, the less damage you take when you get hit. Evasion is exactly like it sounds, or evade as they usually say. The higher your evasion, the less of a chance you get hit. And accuracy, most of these things are exactly like they sound. The higher my accuracy, the easier it is to hit backwards. The last thing we'll look at is your ace bonus. When you reach a certain number of kills, you will get your ace bonus. Your ace bonus is just a special passive that really boosts your power. It's fine. Now, the other half is your mechs. Now, unlike a lot of other games, in this game, your units are actually made up of 2 things. The pilots, which we just saw, and your mechs. The one thing I forgot to show you guys is this. Strength. As you can see, Koji has a strength of 38. Ed's actually has a strength of 39, even though he's a lower level. And Mitsuba actually has a strength of 6,000. Wow. Mitsuba is pretty good. Mitsuba, excuse me. So we're going to look at the Huckabine. Total HP, if it goes all the way down, you lose the unit for the rest of the game. Not game, the stage. Energy, 200. A lot of attacks or special skills can use energy. If you are flying or in space, you use 1 energy to move. Size. So standard size is M, which is medium. There is small, medium, large, double large, and I think there might be one above it sometimes, but not sure. Number of spaces that you can move. Your type. Very important. Usually it goes air, ground, and I want to say water or space. I can't remember which one this box is. But whichever, the highlighted ones tell you, I should always keep the Huckabine on the ground if at all possible. And for further stuff for the PT XXX Huckabine 30, we have air, ground, water, and space. The better your ranking in the terrain, the better you perform. Now, the rankings go D, C, B, A, and S. Standard logic would tell you, I want at least a B ranking. That's not true. B actually performs either average or slightly below average in these games. You never want to fight, if you can help it, with units that have less than an A ranking. So as you can see from the Huckabine, I can use them on the ground, and it's okay to deploy in space. He has an armor value of 1600, which is not bad for a unit with a mobility 120, which is decently dodgy. And he has base accuracy of 145, no active abilities. And then we go over here to weapons. We have the beam sword, the photon rifle, and the lead slasher. So you have, each weapons can also have their own individual adaptivity. If you need a certain thing to use it, if they do any kind of special effects, their upgrade level, which we will get to, their ammo, their energy, and the morale that you need to be able to use it. So up here, the fist will be for melee, the bullseye will be for range, the weapon name, class, is if it has any kind of class or anything special about it. Properties, very important. Certain offensive and defensive skills are affected by properties. As you can see from the beam saber, it has 2, one of which is very important. The green gun is move and fire. It means I can use the attack after I move. The photon rifle does not. As you might have noticed, I cannot move and shoot in the same turn unless I have a special skill or something that takes care of it. The blade also has the beam property because it's an empty saber. your base attack power, which tells me that does base damage of 3200, and then enemy defensive skills and my offensive skills will affect that. I can use it between 1 square, which is right next to me, and 3 squares away. When I use it, I will get plus 15% accuracy. I will also get an extra 5% chance to crit. It has no ammo cost, and it has a 10 energy cost. Most weapons have either an ammo or an energy cost. A couple of them, on rare occasion, we would have both. Fire control, friendly fire control and aiming are for map weapons. Aiming means I get to choose where it affects. Some map weapons you have to position. Friendly fire, if it's off, it means fire control means if it's on, it will only hit bad guys. If it's, and let's go look at this right now. So as you can see from the Drystrager's map attack, I can tell it to shoot that yellow grid space. Oop, it won't let me. I can tell it to shoot that yellow grid space anywhere on the map. Friendly fire control means yes. It will not hit friendly units. You gotta be careful. Some of them will. Which takes us to our last and very important thing. Upgrades. So first of all, we'll do the mechs last, and I'll tell you why in a second. Skills. Skills pay you bills. You have this PP pool that you're earning. I personally prefer the games where everyone earns it individually, but whatever. And each one comes with different skills. You can see Koji has potential level 6, guard level 2, morale plus defense, and ignore size 1. What does all that mean? Potential is a great skill. The lower your HP, the better you perform. The higher the level, the less HP you have to lose for it to kick in. Guard level 2. The higher my morale goes, as you can see down there, the less damage I'll take. At morale level 3, I take 20% less damage, which really does help. Morale plus defense, right here. When I'm taking damage, evading or avoiding damage will vary over. Anytime I do anything defensively, I get hit or I evade, I get an extra point of morale on top of what I would usually get. The higher you can get your morale, the better, because remember, your pilots perform better at higher morale. Then ignore size 1 is very important. I talked about size a little. Hang on a second. Where is it? Oh, it's not even unlocked yet, so it's really good that he has. So it means that, how do I explain this? Make an X, no, this is support attack, so. Can I get onto my list of skills? So basically, the way it goes is this. If I am bigger than the enemy unit's attacks will give me less damage because they're smaller. But I will have a harder time hitting them because they're smaller. It doesn't make a huge difference either way, but it does affect them now. Conversely, if I am smaller than the enemy I am attacking, I have an easier time to hit them because they're so much bigger. But my attacks do less damage because they're bigger and have thicker armor. It's the basic way. Ignore size level 1 means that from medium to large or from small to medium, I ignore that penalty. But if the enemy is 2 sizes different, the penalty still stands. We can see his edge. He has a hidden skill. He has potential level 6 as well. He has support attack level 2, which means that he can, if he's standing next to somebody, he can add his attack in. And he has an enhanced attack, which means that when he supports, he will crit. It's actually really good because support attacks do less damage. Yeah, half of normal damage. Activation requirements are explained in the tutorial. We don't need that. You just need to have at least 1 charge of support attack a turn, and somebody else next to you is using the attack. And then we go to Mitsuba. I'm learning the skills. She has potential only level 3. She has support defend level, which is support attack, but she can block for help people. She has guard level 1. She has energy save. It's save E, but it's usually called energy save. The higher the level, the greater the effect of when she uses energy attacks, she spends less energy. And because she's in a capital ship, it burns through energy pretty quick. This is a good thing to have. Right now, the only thing I want to get, and I'll show you why. Notice it has 75mm Gatling cannons, the missile canisters, a map attack with missile canisters, and the beam weapon. The property here is special weapon, which means that it does something special. I believe that means that it decreases a stat if you hit her. The one thing I want to give her right now is hit and run, which means that usually if you attack before you move, you don't get to move. With hit and run, Mitsuba gets to use her attacks and then move the ship. Pretty much any capital ship that does not have any kind of weapons that are close movement needs this to be able to provide effective support. The only other thing we have right now are these. You saw we had hit up. There are stats. You will also be able to spend pilot points to get these. Every time I buy one of these for 250, I can increase the stat by 5, like so. Now Koji has 95 accuracy instead of the 90, and right here it lets you know that, hey, I've put one 5-point thing into to increase that base value. So that's how you use your skills. AOS, very important. This is how you upgrade your entire team. This is how you can break the game. So as you can see, you have the bridge, which has accuracy and evasion bonus and bonuses for the ship. The hangar seems to be both repairing stuff quickly in the Die Striker, as well as lowering the cost to make them smaller. Excuse me, make them better, which is very important. Your resources are limited in this game, especially when you're not New Gaming Plus and have tons of extra money. The engine room seems to be improving the engines and armor. The training room seems to be improving your attacks and your skill and your EX skill. EX skills are not something I actually talked about in the previous stage because I didn't need them. They basically, as you gain kills, you gain points that can be used to provide better effects. The quarters, which seem to be improving your crew, which is, see, it's max SP, better SP at the beginning of the deployment, and all allies plus 2 morale. Then we have the lab, which is extra MX at the beginning of the mission, extra credits, and pilots gain extra experience. All of this stuff is really good. I'm going to do this, which is extra MXP at the end of each mission. This is the thing that is, any time in these type of games when you can jumpstart your economy. That's very important. That's loud. Yay! And it's going to let you squeeze more stuff out. So as you can see, we have this bonus. And we get 100 extra points. And because that costs 3,000, that tells me that we're going to need every single point. At level 2, for 35, gain this part grants equal to spaces moved times 100. That sounds really good. Yeah. What's next? Unlock 6 level AOS updates, which is not really something that's useful to me now, but I'm going to continue on this. I might not. I don't know how far I'll go into the research track for now, but that gives us a bunch more XP. So let's go back into our power pods. Who's got the best movement? Okay, the Huckfine does. So we're going to give him, and he does have an extra thing, so we'll give him the converter. Hey, it said times 100 on the other thing. Why is it, oh no, that was, whatever. Look, the point is that extra MXP is not bad and really useful in this game. The last thing for upgrades we're going to talk about are your mechs themselves. So let's start with Huckfine 30. There's his base strength, and as I upgrade his stats, he's going to get more strength. Nice little picture. I have 0% upgrade. You can go 10 levels on everything. As you can see, it takes a lot of money. You have 5 stats and weapons. There's a reason why they're split. The 5 stats are HP, which if you lose all your HP, the unit is out for the rest of the stage. Energy, which is used to move in air and space and for your attacks. Armor, which is I take less damage. Mobility, which is how hard it is to hit me. And sight, which is how much the unit systems help the pilot hit enemy units. Weapons is just some, as you can see, look at the top up there. If I give them 1 level of weapons, everyone get all weapons on the Huckabye and gain an extra 100 points of base damage. If I go all the way here, it's 1200. So as you can see, I pick up about 100 points per level, which doesn't seem like a lot, but upping your base damage means the difference between, say, having an enemy have 4 hit points and having him die. There are 3 types of units in this game. Reals, like the Huckabye, use a lot of ranged weapons and tend to dodge to defend themselves. Supers, or more tanky units, like, it's not really a super, but it functions like one based on these stats, and the fact that it has a lot of close range weapons. So supers or super pretenders need to be able to tank a lot more because they have to get in close and use their energy heavy weapons. Capital ships provide fire support, and if your unit is very damaged and you don't have any SP to heal or any repair units that you can spare, you put them in there, and as you might have seen on the list of upgrades for the AOS, you will get 50% of your HP and energy back every turn you stay in here. With one upgrade, you get 75%, so that's really good. Basically, when you get down to caution on your units, you need to heal them. You don't want to lose all your units. You don't want to lose all your ships. Some stages, a lot of stages, will have, if you lose a ship, you lose, or if you lose all of your ships that you can afford to lose. So how do you upgrade these guys? For reals, you want to upgrade their mobility and their sight. And as you can see now, he's 4% of the way. Just like that. And as you can see, I can also, it's very helpful to do it this way so you can tell which units need to be upgraded a lot easily. For supers, upgrade their hit points so they can tank. Upgrade their energy so they can use their weapons. Upgrade their armor so they can tank. And now he's 6% of the way. Each block is obviously 2%. Oh, and he can use some accuracy as well. For ships, because our money is so limited in this on the first run of these games, in future games you can New Game Plus, you get to carry over some of the stuff you had, and it makes it easier. But for ships, they're not going to dodge very well, don't even try. They have decent accuracy, but you don't need them necessarily to hit a lot. So you want to upgrade their HP and their armor so that it's harder to lose them. You want to upgrade their energy so that they can use their weapons. There we go. Now, you might be wondering, Cal, what the hell are you doing? You still have 71,000 credits. Well, that's because we'll get a lot of units, and until I figure out which pilots I like or which mechs I like, it doesn't hurt to not go super crazy nuts. There are 2 ways to play this game. You can dump a large amount of money into just a few units, or you can spread the money around a bit. I prefer to do it this way. There's not a right or a wrong way. Now, we're not doing it yet, but as you can see, weapons are separate. Really, you just want to pay attention to the enemy units your first playthrough. If they have weapon upgrades, make sure that units you're deploying have an equal number of weapon upgrades so that you're keeping pace. If I can get these top 5 stats, HP, energy, armor, mobility, and sight, to level 5, I get my full upgrade bonus. These are special things for every single playable unit. They range from that's highly useful to that makes me into God. There are very few poor for upgrade bonuses. Every 5 beyond that, so if I get all of these stats up to 10, weapons do not count towards it. So if I get all of these stats up into 10, wow, it's really cheap to upgrade your accuracy, isn't it? Then you get to pick from a generic list, and for every like 5 you get your special full upgrade bonus, and then at 10 and 15 you get another. I don't know if it's possible to get beyond 15, and I'd probably have to unlock 15 because as you can see it's grayed out. But really, that is, there's an info, search function, everything else. There's your additional contact. It's letting me know that I do have my bonus mission pack that gives special rewards, but they unlock as we progress through the main story, and you can buy it through here if you have it. So guys, that is how you play Super Robot Wars 30. I hope that this is just a basic primer on how to do everything. If you have questions, concerns, if you need me to make a short little video that talks about something else, let me know. But for now, I'm going to stop this special tutorial video, and we're going to get to the next mission, guys. Thank you for supporting the channel, and I'll see you then.